This deck is Madolche. I think you're in for a real treat. I'm TheCaliEffect, and if you guys want to see more videos like this, they're going to destroy that subscribe button. But more importantly, go ahead and that notification bell because, well, we just too strong. Also want to give a special thanks to every single one of my Patreons. Without you guys, videos like this would not be possible. And also a mad shout out to our newest Patreon, Matthew Grossman. Make sure you add yourself to that Discord as well as message me or Jest so we can get you to that top dog section so you can take advantage of all your rewards. Without further ado, I present you a competitive Madolche deck profile. Post Savage Strike in this format. This deck is really fun to play. Okay, so this deck is not sour at all. It is sweet, nice. Taking a look at the stats, I don't think that Madolche will do anything past a local level event. Actually, let me rephrase. I think it probably could take some regional events, maybe top a little bit here and there, but I think it's best suited for a local level event. And with that being said, we're gonna give you guys some budget options as well as some alternative cards that you guys could be playing and some other ideas for your Madolche deck profile. So starting off with the monsters, explaining everything and how it's played inside of this deck. We run 3 copies of Madolche Mageline. In my previous Madolche build, I think I only ran 2 copies and it was for good reason. It was considered a waste of a normal summon because after the summon of this card, you really couldn't do anything. You really wanted to focus your normal summon on other cards like Angeli, like YuGiOh, or whatever. The deck has definitely changed with Petting Cess because you are allowed to have her be a 1-card combo. Depending on the situation, cards in your graveyard and whatnot, she can literally just search the Petting Cessor, which can summon herself and then summon another monster for you to pop off with some insane combos. Don't sleep on this card. And unfortunately, this is a mandatory part of the deck. I think you need 3 of her and 3 of the next card I'm going to show you, which does make the deck fairly expensive, but for the budget players, those 6 cards are literally more than half of the price of the deck. Next is 3 copies of Madolche Angeli. This is the other counterpart of the expensive cards that you have to play. And you might be able to get away with 2 copies of Mageline, but Angeli is a mandatory 3 of. You have to play 3 of her. Basically, what she does is that she can tribute herself, putting a Madolche monster in the graveyard to summon a Madolche monster from your deck to your side of the field. The reason why this card is just so good, because not only does it get you a free Madolche search, summoning a Madolche monster from your deck to your side of the field, it also allows you to basically get right into your YuGiOh combos, putting a monster in the graveyard for YuGiOh to banish. So it's really exciting. One thing that a lot of players do overlook is that the monster summoned through Angeli cannot be destroyed by battle, so that actually might come up in certain scenarios. Next is 3 copies of Madolche YuGiOh, hands down the best beast monster in the deck. One of the very big reasons why we play 3 YuGiOh is because it is a beast monster and it has an amazing effect. By banishing 1 monster in your graveyard, you can spell summon 1 Madolche monster from your deck to your side of the field. Really good for comboing off with your Madolche Messengelados, and also very good for just getting another monster to your side of the field for your Link or Exceed plays. There was a point in time where I only wanted to run 2 because the deck can get a little tricky. Putting monsters to the graveyard isn't his deck's specialty, seeing that all Madolche monsters are shuffled to the deck when they're destroyed by battle or card effect, but it actually does work out. It does allow you to clean up some of the cards that you do play. If you guys decide to go a hand trap route and maybe you want to banish that card, then YuGiOh can definitely set you up, and I feel it should be played of in 3s. Next is 3 copies of the new card from Savage Strike. The reason why the Madolche deck is so good now, 3 copies of Madolche Petting Cessor. Before, the previous Madolche deck was focused on Brilliant Fusion, spamming out links, and just being able to make a really sizable board, with Brilliant Fusion being limited to 1, as well as Petting Cessor's requirement of only being able to summon Madolche monsters for the rest of the turn after you use her effect. The deck has definitely changed its strategy. Being able to go second and just OTK your opponent or completely demolish their board is what the deck is going to do. And trust me, anytime you're playing this deck, you want to blind go second. You don't never want to go first. blind goes second. If you go first, if you're forced to go first, side in Threatening Roars. And then just set Threatening Roar and pass your turn and Threatening Roar and then just go second. This deck does not want to go second. They don't want no problems with that. And Petting Cestor is a really big reason because it can put up to 2 Tiramisus, getting rid of 4 of your opponent's cards, and it can also OTK your opponent through the help of this card. Next is only 2 copies of Messin Gelato. There are some extended combos that need 3 copies of, but I'm going to reason with you guys. I spent maybe a couple of months looking for a third Messin Gelato in that behemoth of a stack of cards. Couldn't find a third Messin Gelato. So, yeah, we're going to play 2. And to be honest, 2 is a more optimal level, or optimal number. Yes, you can draw it, but you have to play 3 copies of Mew Philly if you want to get, like, maximum value for it. And it isn't a bad card. When it's special summon while you control a Beast Madolche monster, you can add one Madolche spell or trap card from your deck to your hand. So it does get you advantage, and it's not a once per turn. You can keep on summoning this monster to keep getting cards from your deck to your hand. And then another card I wanted to play was Madolche Knights, because it's really easy to get rid of your graveyard in this deck, and Madolche Knights is a free searchable negation, so I thought it would have been a good card to play. I decided against it because, again, I still have to test 3 Messin Gelatos, but 2 is definitely optimal. I think you need 2. Next is 2 copies of Madolche Mew Philly. This card is actually insane. Like, I don't know why people don't like this card. When it's normal summon, you can spell summon a Madolche monster from your hand to your side of the field. It literally works with every Madolche card in your deck, for the exception of Madolche, which is the reason why Madolche was cut down to 2, but Madolche has her own combos in her own right. Mew Philly works really well with Messin Gelato because it triggers Messin Gelato's effect, and it works as a sort of an extender getting monsters to your side of the field. The last Madolche monster we play, don't judge me, ladies and gentlemen, I know it's only an ultra rare and it's not even first, but I never thought that this card would actually be good. Turned out 2019, it's one of the best Madolche cards. Madolche Pudding Cess allows you to get chocolate a la mode's effects, but the best thing about Petting Cestor is that when it special summons a monster, it reduces its level. Now, if you're special summoning Madolche or Angeli to your side of the field, that does not matter to you. But if you're special summoning Pudding Cess, it really does matter, because turning this into a level 4 means you can make your Tiramisu and then make your chocolate a la mode and have this as material a lot easier, getting all of its abilities. That's what the deck is really good at doing right now. Next is 3 copies of the Honorary Madolche. This card is just nasty good, and I'll be able to show you guys some sick combos with Summoner Monk because it does pop off with so many insane things. You guys are actually going to be seeing that I play an awkward number of certain spell cards, and it's all going to make sense when I show you the combo. Next, we play Kaijus, 1 Gamseel, 1 Dogoran, 1 Thunder King, and 1 Kamungus for the budget players that, you know, can't really afford Gamseel or Dogoran because they're kind of go up in price. It does not matter what Kaiju. So if you guys want to cut costs, just play any 4 different Kaijus with different names. These are hand traps. You don't want to play hand traps necessarily in Madolche, because if you do hand trap your opponent and you're going second, you put yourself in a spot where your Petting Cestor can't use her effects to summon herself and then gain all that stuff, and you have to go immediately to Hoot Cake. There are 6 ways to get out Petting Cestor. There's like 3 ways. Oh, I guess there's 6 ways to get out Hoot Cake. But you don't want to use Angeli into Hoot Cake. Like, that's just, no. But still, like, you really want to pop off with the Kaijus. Just break your opponent's board, break your problematic threats with the Kaijus, and then shuffle your Kaijus back into your deck with Tiramisu, which is just, it's really powerful to be able to just tribute your opponent's monsters and bring the Kaijus back. That's it for the monsters, ladies and gentlemen. For the spells, we get a little intricate, and here's where I'm going to start talking about we play more of the designated copy that a lot of players play. I would play not 1, not 2, with 3 copies of Madolche Chateau. And I know you guys are probably scratching your head because it's no longer 2012 or whenever Madolche's came out. I think it was 2013. And this isn't mandatory. It's not even really necessary. And you're probably wondering why, TheCaliEffect. So first of all, I can summon Messin Gelato maybe like 4 times in one turn if I play 3, maybe 5 times in one turn if I play 3, which will continuously give me advantage. Secondly, this is the best card to discard with Summoner Monk. That's like, and I'll show you in the combo, you'll be like, whoa, that's pretty dope. Last and final, Madolche Chateau triggers your Chocolate a la Mode's effect. You can activate this card, and then it'll shuffle all your Madolche monsters, triggering your Chocolate a la Mode to summon monsters from your deck to your side of the field. So it's like Pot of Avarice, except it summons monsters when you have Chocolate out of mode. The card's insane, and it's also just a really good card to have. Opening multiples might suck a little bit, depending on your hand sequence, but It's definitely a great card. Next is 2 copies of Madolche Ticket. Almost the exact same reason why we run Triple Chateau, we run Double Ticket. Its ability to summon monsters from our deck to our side of the field is also pretty good as well. That's it for the Madolche spell and trap cards. I wanted to run Madolche Knights again. I just didn't get around to doing it. I don't think that I would take out anything for it. Nah, I guess I could take out an Interrupted Kaiju Slumber. But for the spells, 3 copies of Forbidden Chalice. Again, this deck plays no hand traps whatsoever. I want to either break my opponent's board by Kaijuing them and then OTKing them or shuffling all their cards back, or I want to negate their card effects through Forbidden Chalice and then play YuGiOh. Really good because obviously you can activate it at any given time. You can set it as a trap card, quote unquote, and use it on your opponent's turn. And it also gives a monster 400 attack, which doesn't matter for us because we're going to shuffle the monster back anyways, but could matter in situations where we want to negate those phase down monsters in the damage step, you know, those flip effects, or if we want to give a monster a little bit of a boost to get over our opponent's cards. Lastly, or not lastly, next is 3 copies of Called by the Grave, and this was a really interesting spot. This deck's really weak to Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, and with the new structure deck coming out, I expect everybody to have an Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, so 3 Called by the Graves allow you to basically stop one of the deck's hugest weaknesses, but if you guys in your local level area or whatever you're in don't see hand traps, I would strongly consider playing 3 copies of Double Summon. This card is insane for extending because it allows you to obviously get another monster. You can also take out one of the Interrupted Kaiju Slumbers. It's not necessarily mandatory to play 2 copies of Interrupted Kaiju Slumber, but I like it because it's literally a dark hole and it summons Kaiju monsters to your side of the field. When it's in the graveyard, it searches you a free Kaiju. I thought about playing this before I thought about playing 6 Kaijus because this is a dark hole and it's a board breaking card that allows you to search more Kaijus, which should always be there, seeing that you can just Tiramisu them back into the deck. So that's really powerful. The last card, I guess, is the reason why you guys could say we do have budget options for, but I do play 3 copies of Infinite Impermanence. 3 Impermanence plus 3 Forbidden Chalice almost secure that I'll be able to negate my opponent's board that they make and then be able to break the board from there. The Kaijus are extremely powerful going against Sky Striker because you slam down that Kaiju, tribute their monster, they can't activate those spell cards, and instead of like twin twistering them or something, we go ahead and put them to the deck because we ain't trying to see none of that, and we don't want you to gain any of that advantage that you would get from those spell cards being in the graveyard. Infinite Impermanence is just a really good card, but for people that can't afford it, mainly because this deck is, you know, like, it's not like YCS level, you shouldn't have to go out to buy Infinite Impermanence to play at a local level. You could play not Effect Veilers, those aren't amazing because you put a monster in your graveyard, but Psyframe Gear Gamma. The reason why Gamma is amazing is because it does negate monster effects, but on top of that, it actually can banish itself, pretty much securing that you have no monsters in your graveyard. So definitely consider those Psyframe Gear Gammas if you can't afford Infinite Impermanences. So that is it for the main board. At 42 cards, you can also cut down 2 Impermanences if for some reason you only have 1. Or you can make room for your Psyframe Gear Gammas however you so please. I'm pretty sure I gave you guys quite a few options. You can take out the Slumber, you can take out a Call by the Grave, and you can take out the Impermanences. Obviously, you take out those Impermanences if you have it. But for the extra deck, we run the best card, 3 copies of this card. I want to say at least 2 are mandatory. Now, the reason why I play 3 is because for you super swag people, you could get away with playing Pot of Extravagance inside of this deck. There's only 9 cards that you would really care about if you play Pot of Extravagance, and as long as you don't banish 2 of every one, you're gonna be okay. But Chocolate a la Mode is just like insane in this deck. First of all, it shuffles Madolche cards, but if Pudding Cess is on this card, you can detach a material to summon a Dolce monster from your deck. What a lot of people don't understand is that summon from the deck isn't once per turn. So yes, you can have a streamline of Madolche monsters constantly being summoned to your side of the field just off of her. Combos are literally based off of this card. It is the base god. Play 3 if you have it. Next is 3 copies of Madolche Tiramisu, and don't look at my Ultra. I feel so bad for playing an Ultra, but unfortunately I only have 2 ultis in 1 Ultra. I'm probably going to look for a 3rd ulti. But this card is like, it's your game winner. This is the reason why the deck can only go 2nd. There's no good Madolche monsters, Exceed monsters. She's the only one that allow you to go, or at least for the TCG, that allow you to go 1st and make a board. So we just go 2nd and break our board with this powerful card, allowing us to shuffle cards on our opponent's side of the field into the deck. And if I can remember correctly, it doesn't even target. You can target up to 2 monsters. Wow, yeah, it doesn't even target. It doesn't even target. The targeting is the 2 monsters in your graveyard, and then it just shuffles cards on your opponent's side of the field. So this card is an insane blowout. It gets rid of so many threats inside of Yu-Gi-Oh! Really good against Thunder Dragons, pretty good against Sky Strikers if you Kaiju them. Next is I only play 2 copies of Fresh to start, obviously because I'm not playing the Pot of Extravagance. But if you guys are playing Extravagance, just throw in a third to start, because the rest of the monsters don't matter. You don't have to play them. You can play them if you have them. But Underclock Taker, Nightmare Phoenix, Nightmare Cerberus, Nightmare Unicorn, Nightmare Griffin, Porlo, Pearl Sword. I don't think I've ever summoned any of them, but I guess they're just generic League monsters to play in here. Again, I don't run Reprodicus, because if I summon Pedixessor, I can't make the Reprodicus summon Sorcerer plays. So, you know, that becomes a little bit moot. And then, again, those combos don't really extend. You guys could play Instant Fusion, which is not bad. But again, you run the risk of playing Instant Fusion and then putting a monster into your graveyard. And then Instant Fusion was only good because, you know, you had to mitigate Pudding Cess being a level 5. So that's not really necessary anymore. No longer mandatory, but I guess that's something to put out there. But that's pretty much it for the main board and the extra deck, ladies and gentlemen. Again, all these expensive cards that you're seeing after that, you don't need. You can play whatever you want. But let me show you guys the insane combos and why Summoner Monk is so good. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so I bet you guys are wondering, hey, CaliEffect, why did you bring your Madolche Mageline down to 2 inside of the little text that you said, and, you know, obviously on the side panel? Because doing the combo sequence, or showing you guys the combo sequence originally, it literally sparked a completely new idea into my head to make the combo even more potent. Literally, with these 2 cards, you are not only going to be able to rip, or literally destroy, or not destroy, but shuffle 4 cards in your opponent's side of the field into the deck. You're going to be able to have 2 resources into your hand to start the combo all over again if you so need to. It's just insane. It's the best way to play it, and you do need 3 Messengelato to pop off, which is the reason why I put the Mageline down to 2. She's a great recovery card, quote unquote. That's what I basically moved her role to. So these 2 cards are going to be 1 Summoner Monk and any Madolche spell card to discard with your Summoner Monk. It does not matter. It could be Shadow, it could be Ticket, it could be all those trash Madolche spell cards that you guys want to play, as long as you have 1 to discard with Summoner Monk. Now, your other 4 cards can be Interruptions, Disruptions, Called by the Graves, Kaijus. It does not matter. You're going to be able to break their board and OTK them just off of these 2 cards. And do whatever you want. Basically, what you're going to do is normal summon your Summoner Monk to the farthest zone that you can point to, switch it to defense due to its effect. You're also going to use this effect to discard one spell card. It's going to be Madolche Chateau, to special summon 1 monster from your deck to your side of the field. That's going to go ahead and special summon Madolche Pedixessor, and her ability is going to activate to allow you to special summon 1 Madolche monster from your deck to your side of the field. I'm going to go ahead and special summon Madolche Pudding Cess, reducing its level from 5 to 4. Now, since both of these monsters are level 4, you can use them both for an Exceed summon. Where is the trash looking Queen Tiramisu? You're going to summon the Queen Tiramisu on top of those monsters, and you're not going to use her effect. You're immediately going to go into the Madolche Chocolate a la mode. Now, the a la mode is going to use its ability to shuffle the Madolche Chateau from your deck to your side of the field, and then you're going to trigger her effect. Since you did shuffle a Madolche card into your deck, you can use her effect detaching any material not Pudding Cess. I prefer the Queen Tiramisu to special summon a Madolche monster to your side of the field. Now, in this sequence, I'm going to special summon the Madolche Who Cake, but it legitimately doesn't matter. You can summon Angeli into the Who Cake, or you can summon the Who Cake straight up. Using Who Cake's effect, banish the Queen Tiramisu to special summon to your side of the field Madolche Angeli. Now, Angeli's effect is going to tribute herself to special summon Madolche Messengelato to your side of the field, and since you have a beast monster on your side of the field, use Messengelato's effect to add the Madolche Chateau from your deck to your hand. Now, you guys are probably looking, hey, CaliEffect, you have Madolche Pudding Cess in your extra monster zone. This board doesn't look that great. Well, back to what a la mode does is that as long as you're shuffling Madolche monsters into your deck, you can gain her ability to spell summon. So go ahead and activate that Pot of Avarice, shuffling your Angeli into your deck and triggering her effect again, putting the Pedixessor into the graveyard this time, not the Pudding Cess, to special summon your second copy of Madolche Messengelato to your side of the field. You guys should already know where this is going. Since you control a beast monster, Messengelato's effect will trigger, add another Chateau from your deck to your hand. Activate that Chateau on top of that Chateau, shuffling in your Pedixessor to your deck, triggering your Chocolate a la mode's effect for the last time, detaching 1 material to special summon your third copy of Madolche Messengelato. I'm going to go ahead and use this Mageline for a proxy of the Messengelato because, again, I don't have one. Using the Messengelato's effect again, this time to add Madolche Ticket from your deck to your hand. Now, I bet you guys are wondering, that's why you run multiple copies of Chateau. You want to see it for the Summoner Monk, and on top of that, you also want to be able to activate multiple copies in the same combo sequence. This time around, we're going to use our Chocolate a la Mode and our Who Cake for a link summon into our Madolche fresh to start, saying that we can only summon Madolche monsters for the rest of the turn. I'm then going to use both my Messengelados for our first Exceed summon into Queen Tiramisu, and I'm going to use Queen Tiramisu's effect, detaching one Messengelado to shuffle itself, and as well as the Pudding Says back into my deck to spin 2 cards my opponent controls. That will be the Kaiju that you gave him or any other disruptions or whatever. That's going to trigger the Madolche Tickets effect, allowing you to special summon any Madolche monster from your deck to your side of the field since you control a fairy monster. This time around, I'm actually going to special summon Madolche Petting Sessor, but you can also special summon a Madolche Madolche depending on your sequence. Use both of or the cards in your hand. Basically, your sequence. If you have a Madolche, you obviously want to special summon the second Petting Sessor. Use both of these monsters for your second Exceed summon into your second copy of Tiramisu, detaching whatever was the monster you summoned off of the Madolche ticket, whether it's the Madolche or the Petting Sessor, to your graveyard, and then targeting 2 monsters. This time around, I'm going to select the Who Cake and the Petting Sessor. Instead of shuffling these monsters to the deck, I'm going to use Chateau to add them to my hand, and then shuffling 2 cards on your opponent's side of the field back into the deck. So 27, 2,000 damage, which is an insane amount of damage, but even more importantly, look at my hand. Literally, if this board doesn't win, I can literally summon the Madolche Who Cake, banishing the Chocolate a la Mode to special summon a monster from my side of the field, and if, I mean, Summoner Monk's kind of like just sitting there, but Petting Sessor is actually really good too, if you wanted to summon it if you had no monsters, but that's pretty much it for that combo. It's still an insane combo. Literally, looking at our hand, we have really good cards. I don't know how these cards would get to the graveyard and then get banished, I guess. I mean, literally, if you had another Chateau, I guess you can shuffle these back, but then Summoner Monk's a problem. But then that's when you just kind of like just add the Madolche, and you know, this does work for you as well. But that's it for that combo. Let me show you guys another combo that the Madolche deck does have. Alright guys, so another 2-card combo that this deck has requires Madolche Mufili and Madolche Angeli. It's going to be like a mini version of the Summoner Monk combo. The only difference is, obviously you can do it with a different variation of cards, and you won't be as explosive as a board, but you'll have a pretty decent board. What you are going to do is normal summon your Madolche Mufili to special summon your Angeli to your side of the field, and then Angeli can use this effect to special summon your Madolche Petting Sessor. Petting Sessor is going to use her effect to special summon Pudding Cess, and then you use both of these monsters into the exact same thing. You make Tiramisu, and then you make Chocolate a la Mode. Now, a la Mode is going to use its effect to shuffle your Madolche Angeli back into your deck, and then you're going to chain your a la Mode's effect, detaching one material monster that you would probably want into your deck that isn't your Madolche Pudding Cess. So I'm going to go ahead and detach the Petting Sessor to special summon Madolche Messengelato. Now, Messengelato's effect is going to activate, allowing you to add Madolche Chateau. Use your Madolche Chateau to shuffle your Pudding Says back into your deck, which is going to trigger your Chocolate a la Mode again. This time around, I'm going to detach the Madolche Queen to special summon Madolche Who Cake to my side of the field. Who Cake can banish then the Madolche Tiramisu to special summon to my side of the field. The second copy of my Messengelato, and now I'm in a pretty good spot. I can use my Chocolate a la Mode and my Mufili. Oh, I'm sorry. What am I doing? Messengelato's effect is going to activate. That's going to add the Madolche ticket. Now I can use both of these monsters for a link summon right into my Madolche Fresh to start, and then these 2 monsters into an Exceed summon into my Queen Tiramisu. Tiramisu can obviously detach one material to shuffle monsters into my deck or to my hand because I have Chateau to my side of the field, and then we can pop off even some more. I'm just going to go ahead and put this you always want this card into the deck. I'm going to put these 2 back into the deck, and then trigger Ticket's effect to special summon a Madolche monster to my side of the field. This time around, I probably would just summon, what am I doing? What am I doing? You would obviously summon your Messengelato back to your side of the field because you have Who Cake, and now you can use its ability to add another Chateau from your deck to your hand, which is just a free card to have into your hand, or just a really good card to have into your hand in case your board gets broken and you draw Petting Sessor, because obviously, if that all goes to the graveyard, you can just go activate Chateau on top of Chateau, shuffle all of these monsters back into your deck, then special summon Petting Sessor and do the entire combo all over again. Petting Sessor allowing you to special summon Pudding Cess using both of these monsters for material into, you guys won't believe it, the Queen Tiramisu, and then into the Chocolate a la Mode to shuffle, and now you guys are doing the exact same thing all over again. Okay, so the next combo that I'm going to show you is more of a recovery play. It's not as explosive as the other two combos you've seen before, but it involves literally Madolche is the only card you need for this combo, and I guess no more monsters in the graveyard, so it's really good at being able to start off some insane, pretty sick combos. What you're going to do is normal summon your Madolche Madolche using its effect to add Madolche Petting Sensor from your deck to your hand. Special summon the Petting Sensor because you control no monsters, and then use its ability to summon Angelique from your deck to your side of the field. Tribute the Madolche Angelique to special summon YuGiOh, and then YuGiOh to banish your Angelique to special summon your Madolche Messengelato. Because you control a beast monster, Messengelato can go ahead and get ticket, and now you guys are ready to start link summoning. You go ahead and use your Madolche, YuGiOh, and your Petting Sensor for a link summon. This is the best two monsters that you want to use in case you do have Madolche Chateau. Should have activated it beforehand to link into your Madolche Freshest Start. Now, these two monsters can be used for another link summon into your Queen Tiara Masu. Actually, why did I get ticket? You should have just got the Chateau and activated the Chateau. I don't know what I was thinking, ladies and gentlemen. Using the Queen Tiara Masu to detach the Madolche Madolche to add both of these monsters to your hand to shuffle two cards on your opponent's side of the field into the deck. Now, that is a pretty dope combo for one card. Literally, Madolche Madolche just got you a Link monster, an Exceed monster, and a Chateau, which is the reason why I thought that this card was so good at playing 3. It has so much utility to it. But thank you guys so much for watching another segment of the Cali Effect. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and give it a like. And if you didn't, let us know in the comment section what we could do to be better. Please like, comment, subscribe, but most of all, enjoy. I hope you guys are having a great day like I am.